the amount of Grand Slams, in my opinion, she should eclipse those guys. If those guys, between the three of them, are holding 63 Grand Slams, 64 Grand Slams.
Right.
She herself should have 35.
Just take it away from him. Under 4 left. The barn is alive again. 52-51.
Got me in my hormones. All gas, no brakes, score 4-0. If you think you own this place, you get foreclosed. I've been in my head, but it's not about a T3. I like to learn, but there's nothing you can teach me. We all got opinions. You about to hit a meat tree of bitches. CJS
there it is. That's the clap.
The clap.
Season set. Wow, this was tough. Tough start, Mitch. Tough start. Wow, I forgot everything. You take 1 week off.
It's like that, right?
It's crazy.
It's muscle memory. You'll get back into it.
Listen, this keyboard thing is messed up, so I come in and I can hear the Ethiopian radio that's playing right now.
That's right.
I'm like, okay, what's going on over here?
It's not bad. It's
not.
It's catchy tunes.
It's not great. It's not bad. It's okay. It's not Greek radio.
We're cultured. I respect it. You know how I love the Ethiopians. I'm the run guy. I'm loving the runs. I respect their culture. Those guys can run forever.
Okay, but no, you know who it is? It's the Kenyans.
The Kenyans are good. No, the Ethiopian Kenyan. Don't get them started. That's Calgary, Edmonton.
That's I know, but my money's on the Kenyan.
Well, good luck to
you.
Pound
for pound, Kenyan beats the Ethiopian in a marathon.
Season 7 starts with a bang in the running communities.
Controversy in the running community.
Hey, we didn't want to tell you, but we've changed up the whole format.
Today we're talking water polo, running.
Handball.
I was just going to say European handball. Riveting stuff.
Good stuff.
Senior B volleyball.
How was it? How was the week off? Welcome, Season 7, Episode 223.
223. But a special shout out. To Season 7.
Yes.
To you. I'm talking to you.
Who are you talking to?
Diamond Fan Fran.
Diamond Fan Fran.
He's earned the Diamond Badge.
I like that.
For the sports show.
Yes.
We're at a wedding. We talked. He said a couple things. I said a couple other things.
Right.
I had no idea.
I talked to him too. You know what? I got to admit, first off, great seeing you. Haven't seen, look, COVID obviously is one thing. And then just the fact that you don't see some people for many, many years.
But the guy's a gem.
Fran, just from the Hontius family. Thanks again, huh? You know what I'm talking about.
The guy's a gem. You know why?
Yeah.
Great attitude. Always in a good mood. He's the lifeline.
He really is
That's his other nickname,
easygoing guy. Yeah,
he's the lifeline. Yeah, he's the best, man.
He's the best.
Like, if you're in a room and you're still being negative or down, and Fran's in the room, you're the problem.
You are the problem.
You are the problem. The guy's dynamic.
What do you think of the wedding?
The wedding was pretty good.
It was nice.
Yeah,
great food.
The food for me was a 10 out of 10.
The bride and the groom looked beautiful.
Absolutely.
Maybe top 3. I'm putting them up there.
Top 3.
Top 3. I'm putting them up there.
Yeah, because she carried it.
Yeah,
she carried.
But Nick looked good.
He looked all right.
I'm just saying.
Great suit.
Nice suit.
Good suit.
Yeah. You know what? Overall, great time.
Yeah. Like I said,
I heard we left early though. Some fun stuff happened after. I don't want to get into it. But I'm going to say this.
Whatever. Move on.
I just want to say one thing. No, I'm just going to say this one thing. Congratulations to them. All the best. Fran, It was fantastic seeing you. And others. There was so many people that we haven't seen in a little while. So
but they're not Diamond fans.
No, they're not. But they're fans. They're roster.
We got to make a T-shirt for Fran.
Oh, 100%.
that has a
I know exactly the shirt. I know exactly what it is.
Can I design it?
No. I don't want you touching anything.
No, Mitch.
I don't want your face touching that.
Mitch, your shirt designs the idea. Okay, thanks. Where's mine? Again.
This was the other. I made 2 shirts.
Okay, conceptually, I think you have great conceptual ideas.
Right.
Visually, they're bland.
Fine. I agree with you. We already discussed this.
I know. I just said, can I take the reins?
Okay, you know what? How about this? Fran, let me know when you get the shirt in 3 years. Okay, fine. No problem. Go ahead. I don't care. Listen.
Yeah, it'll be the same time that this guy surfaces to come meet a guy for a drink once in a while.
I was going to get into it, but I'm just going to say this about the wedding. First wedding I've been to where I brought my son, 3 years old.
Yeah.
Weddings have changed completely for me now.
Yeah.
The wedding game is over for me. It's over. Meaning, until he's like 10, I would imagine.
No.
15.
No. Here's the difference.
20.
No, Mitch. You can't use this as the benchmark. The problem is that your wife was part of the bridal party.
True.
So you're juiced in on full Clockwork Watch.
Yeah, it was
whereas myself,
right.
no bridal party affiliation. Went home with the kids early.
Got it.
The quarterly stays.
That's a good point. That's
so
a good point. That's
you
a good
can't.
point.
This was.
But it's a different game with kids. It's a different game.
It's a different game.
You could tell the parents that didn't have their kids there and how happy they were. You could tell. With that being said, I want to get into season 7.
Yes.
I got to talk about, because, buddy, we got a little bit on the docket today. NFL is back next Thursday.
Oof.
First game of the NFL season. College football starts right now as we're talking.
As we speak.
I am just delighted. Look at my face, how happy I am.
Listen,
Look how happy
I want to throw it. I just want to throw it out there.
Please.
Season 7, episode 1 of season 7 for us here.
Right,
fantastic. New season.
Right.
That's come out.
Right.
Game of Thrones, House of Dragon. Have you been on it?
No, I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to let a couple seasons go by and then catch up, because that's what worked for me on the last one. And then at the very end, we've discussed it in a lot, the ending for Game of Thrones killed me. And you know how I am with dragons. I got to get into this dragon mode.
I watched it again.
Yeah.
Now I love the ending of Game of Thrones.
You love the ending.
Made perfect sense.
Okay, maybe
Brilliant.
I need to watch it again then.
It's actually smart.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. If you think about what he did, you're like, they won.
I get it.
I
see what you mean.
Son of a bitch, he did it.
Yeah.
He did it. I didn't realize he did it. I had to watch it again to realize he did it.
But I told you before, when it comes to fantasy and stuff like that, I'm not the biggest guy. So the dragon thing, knowing that this new show is very dragon heavy, I gotta get into the dragon mode.
There's a little more dragon.
There's more
the
dragon,
chute.
right? That's the thing. I gotta get into it.
Wily beasts.
Sure are.
Cunning.
You know what? It makes sense. If they're around, you can't win.
Listen, what I'm surprised about is dragon intelligence. It's a smart animal.
It's smart, and it's got indigestion. I mean, it's got. Anyways, I digress. Let's get into this. Okay.
Empathy.
Speaking. Okay. If the dragon, here's your segue. If the dragon is the most powerful creature of that generation of that world, then what is Serena Williams to the world today? Yesterday, Serena Williams unfortunately lost her very last match because now she's done. She's retired. She said, I'm going to the U.S. Open. I'm going to make a little bit of headway. And yesterday she ended up losing. But she didn't go out easily. She knocked out the number 2 ranked person a couple of days ago.
Right.
The crowd went bananas. Dimitri, now the discussion is Serena, is she the GOAT of tennis? Absolutely. There's no discussion there.
Female.
She maybe.
Female tennis.
You know what, man? I'm about to say, we'll get to, but no, not necessarily. Yes, for tennis for women, of course.
Obviously. Obvious.
But now I'm going to ask you the question of questions. Is she the GOAT of GOATs?
No.
Because when you look at her accomplishments, Dimitri, it is crazy.
Yeah, I know where you're going with this, and there's an argument there. To say that she's the GOAT of GOATs, the answer to me is no. If you're saying all things being equal.
Right.
I don't believe that when you look back on it, that you could say, just even in the tennis, see, this is the thing for me, even in the tennis world, I don't think she's the GOAT of GOATs.
Who would you say beats her in the tennis world?
I think actually Nadal, Djokovic, and Federer, all 3 beat her.
Really?
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Because it goes back to why any one of those 3 guys right now is the arguable pound for pound greatest of all time in tennis.
Right.
Because they had to play each other.
Okay.
Now, Serena's a beast in the tennis world. There's no question.
Of course.
To me, she's number 4.
Right.
She's actually after those 3. Again, it was my whole thing with, if you look at the era of, let's say, a Sampras and an Agassi, or Federer when he started, who are you really playing against, Mitch? She was very much ahead of her time.
Yeah.
She listen, she outpowered everyone. She outskilled everyone. She outmaneuvered everyone. There's no question with all of that. Like, there was Kornikova, who was like supposed to be the best of the best, and made her look like it was amateur hour.
Right.
I'm not diminishing all that. The idea here, though, is she had no real competition, and she was that far ahead.
But that's the thing. It's now you're almost saying like Gretzky's not the greatest of all time because he was so far ahead.
Here's my comparison. Venus Williams came first.
Right.
Was dominating, doing well until her sister came.
Right.
There was no other person who was that good to even challenge her. Where those 3 guys she has the amount of Grand Slams, in my opinion, she should eclipse those guys. If those guys between the three of them are holding 63 Grand Slams, 64 Grand Slams,
right,
she herself should have 35.
Listen, we're gonna come back to this discussion because you make great points, but I disagree. We're almost scolding her because she was so good, or we're not giving her the accolades of being number one only because her competition wasn't good enough. That's not her fault.
No, it's not her fault.
No. And so that's where I kind of go back to the Gretzky thing. We can all say, well, if you take Gretzky out today and put him in today's NHL, he's not going to do it. Yeah, probably right. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Gretzky, during his time, I mean, what's that stat? Everyone knows it. If you take away all his goals, he still has the most amount of points in the NHL, right?
Yeah.
So whose fault is that? Is that Gretzky's fault? No, it's not Gretzky's fault. He was just good for it, and Serena was amazing at her time.
Right, but Gretzky is the greatest hockey player ever.
Correct.
Okay, he's the GOAT. Are you going to turn around? Is now Gretzky the GOAT of GOATs? You argue it, but then there's more that goes with it.
Right.
What the question is in female tennis, yes, she is.
Yeah.
No question.
Correct.
The Gretzky, she's beyond.
True.
Like, I guess your question to me is, if you took Gretzky and his sport, like sport for sport,
right?
Does she really jump higher because she was that much better than everyone? I can see the argument, but she still doesn't eclipse what the guys were doing and doing right now on this side.
I agree with you. Listen, it's a topic. Let's get some stats and then go at it.
But here's my last thing.
Right.
Remember, and I'm sorry for saying it, but I'm going to say it. Season 7 with a bang.
Wow. What are you doing?
How can you tell me someone's better than the other person if they don't play as many sets and games?
Okay, listen. She's also, I believe, is older than all three of those gentlemen, correct? Is she not? I think she is. I will say, watching her play yesterday and watching her play the other night, she still is competitive, but you can tell tennis, man, you got to be in tip-top 100% shape to go at it. She's at the end now. You can just tell. There was no way, even if she said, okay, I'm joking, I'm coming back to another tournament, it's over for Serena. You can just tell. She has done what she needs to do. She left. Standing ovation. Everything was awesome. Good. Speaking of the people that were standing ovation, Tiger Woods was at that match where she beat the number 2 ranked person in the world, okay? I love Tiger, but it's getting to the point where every time I see Tiger doing anything now, I'm even criticizing how he cheers. He's got the hat backwards. He's getting up. The poor guy was taken away from real life so fast that anything he does is awkward. Like, even the way he cheered. Did you see the highlights of him cheering and stuff? It's just like...
He's such a nerd.
He's a nerd.
He really
is a nerd.
He's the richest nerd next to Bill Gates.
I love him, but it's so funny. It's like, man, he can't do anything right. He can't even cheer right.
Like, could you imagine showing up to a party hosted by Bill Gates and Tiger Woods? Like, man... Well,
I look forward to that party.
I mean, I look forward to there would be some nice things in this party.
There would be some good things.
But wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like showing up to a wedding with kids.
Yeah. Tell me about it. That's exactly what the party atmosphere would be like. Exactly.
Well, congratulations. I can't even, Mitch. We can't.
I can't do it.
We can't do what we did yesterday. We can't do what we did yesterday. We can't do it.
Yeah, seriously, man. This is so true. Okay, from there, right before we get to the NFL talk, we got a couple of NHL dump and chase things I want to talk about.
Sure.
Real quick. So, the big talk right now, Patrick Kane, the best U.S. hockey player, born, raised, whatever, in the United States. Best U.S.-born hockey player. Is three-time Stanley Cup champion, leaving the Chicago Blackhawks. You want to talk about a franchise that's like, we're bottoming out and we are just starting right from the get-go? It's the Chicago Blackhawks. So they're looking to ship out Mr. Patrick Kane. Now, there's a couple of destinations. There's the Toronto that's looking to somehow trying to get him. The Edmonton is trying to get him. The LA Kings, the New York Rangers, the Golden Knights, and maybe he takes a hometown discount and goes to Buffalo. Thoughts on Patrick Kane leaving Chicago, and where will he end up?
That'd be awesome if he went to Buffalo, all jokes aside.
I think that's where he's going to go.
If that's where he wants to go, I think that's where he should go, and that would just change. That it's funny because it may be because I look at the Buffalo Sabres as a team that has always had some good players, but they just can't quite get it together. Right. And it would be nice, right? But I don't know. But yeah, it's time to just blow it all up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're doing that already. I think... I'm hearing Toronto's coming in hard. I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to do it. They would obviously have to try to get rid of a Nylander, because I would say of the the 4 guys, he's the guy that's dispensable. If he ends up going to the Oilers, that's interesting. And I feel like they could pull it off. They have some trick in their bag of tricks.
Unless living.
And that's where I'm thinking, Calgary, hey, why not? You've been pulling off everything else. Why not, Calgary? What if he's working the back channels?
Oh, that'd be amazing if he was, Mitch. It'd be amazing if he was.
Okay, so if Patrick Kane ends up going to Edmonton, then out of spite, we have to go get Jonathan Toews. We have to.
We have to.
Even if he can't play anymore. Out of spite,
yes.
We go, oh, really? Tit for tat, he's coming this way. Yeah. How do you like them apples?
Over here. Over here.
Yeah, done. I think you'd be great in Calgary.
It'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be
amazing.
I'm starting rumors again.
Start the rumors.
I'm starting rumors.
You can do it.
Okay, number 2.
By the way, I credit the brother-in-law Mitch.
Yeah.
The pilot.
The pilot.
He said it was there.
It was right there.
We had it.
It's Brad the Pilot Treliving.
That's his nickname. That's for you, South Carolina, George.
There it is. From there, let's go over to another little tidbit in the NHL. Carey Price. It sounds like he's done. He's not going to play anymore. He's not going to be able to come back. He's kind of finished. I got a question for you. Is Carey Price a Hall of Fame goalie?
Oh.
Yeah. I'm dropping it. I'm dropping it like it's hot here in season 7.
Mitch. Wow.
I'll go first.
It's got to go no.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I pulled up some stats because I wanted to see, right? In 2015, you couldn't put a tennis ball past this guy, okay? He won the Ted Lindsay, he won the Vezina, he won the Ara, he won the Ross, he won it all, okay? He got it all. Since then, which by the way is like 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 7 years now.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
He's still, a lot of people respect him. And I think that's the difference between respecting and what is he accomplishing. You know what I mean? And granted, he's, especially the last few years, he's gone through some stuff, so I don't want to like cut the guy down because that's out of his help.
Right.
But when I look at his stats even prior. So
it's like your height. What are you going to do?
Yeah, what do you, hey,
what can you do?
You know, I've worked with it. And look at me now.
Look what you've turned it into.
Right?
Dare I say he's the tallest man in the room.
Sometimes.
Out of confidence.
Last week, the wedding. Suspenders. I'm not going to stop right there.
Buddy, I can't. Don't even.
I'm just saying.
It's too sexy.
So he's got 361 wins. He's got a 251 goals against average, a 917 save, 49 shutouts. In the playoffs, 49 wins, a couple of more losses than wins. Thoughts?
Yeah, overall, I got to say no. I mean, the only thing that might sneak him in there is maybe what he's done internationally.
Yeah.
Gold medals for Team Canada, this, that, and the other. But overall, I got to say no. And if he does, he's a very last ballot Hall of Fame kind of guy. I hate to say it, but it's true. It's very true. Great goaltender. Great goaltender of the era. But, you know, it's funny because it's you look back on these things and you say that wasn't really a glamorous Hall of Fame type of career. It was just a great career.
Now, a lot of people are going to get nostalgic. He got to the Stanley Cup Finals, but didn't win. See, at the end of the day, that's what the problem is. He got really far. He got there, but he's like a Charles Barkley. You know, but not with all the accolades that Charles Barkley had.
And here's the other thing too, right? Is you look at a guy like Brodeur, right? Who maybe hasn't had as many Stanley Cups as, let's say, some of the other guys out there that are jumping into the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But think of all those stats behind the Brodeur. Right. So sometimes, like, okay, maybe if you're a player that won 1-2, whatever. But then when you have the shutout record, the goals against, right? Like you start going down the list, you're like, okay, you have a gimme. As to why maybe he didn't win the big one. He doesn't really have much of a case for anything.
That's what I'm trying to say. And you'll find out later, maybe not. Omaga Malaka. We'll talk. We'll figure something out.
You know, this is one of the few times in roster, I got to tell you, Mitch and I usually at least have a brief 10-minute stint about what we're going to talk about this week.
Yeah, I never told you.
Zero clue.
I forgot to tell you.
I'm here. Well, I tried calling you this morning, but whatever.
Well, I was busy. All right? I was busy. Wait, every time you call, I got to answer the phone. I got things.
Kind of works that way, Mitch, when we're doing a podcast.
Well, I got things.
So I'm actually hearing the itinerary for the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You and the roster.
I do well.
All right, last one in Dump and Chase. Phil Kessel, he found a new home. The new Iron Man, within a few games in the NHL season this year, he will be the Iron Man of the NHL.
I don't know if I call him Iron Man.
It is what it is. Does he look like Iron? No.
He's more of a malleable metal. The mercury man.
He's more of a
he's
mercury.
metal,
I like
but
that.
he's a liquid metal.
He's a liquid metal.
He's the mercury man.
That's good. I love that. So he signed a 1-year deal with the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Yeah.
Now, that in itself, he might not be able to get the record because of that alone, and we all know what we're talking about. There's a plethora of hot dogs in Las Vegas, and there he may not make it. However, as he got signed, he went and did his presser to say, hey, thanks Las Vegas for taking me in.
Sure.
He cuts down the Coyotes. He's he said the players are trying and the players are great. He loved being there, but this organization, he goes, is over. Like, it's done. They're not even trying. So we all know that as fans on the outside. We're like, you're playing in a stadium this year with 5,000 people. Guys like Felcastro, well, we got to respect him. Stanley Cup winner, American-born player, gold medal winner, blah, blah, blah. You got to respect the guy. And if he's telling you, listen, this is a crappy organization, why is the NHL holding on to this, man?
It's and did you mention Stanley Cup champion?
I did say.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. It was. I'm glad he said that.
So am I.
I'm glad that just say it. Like, to be honest with you, and from the NHL's perspective, this is what I love about the NHL. You can say whatever you want about Gary Bettman and, the evilness that it is, but you can't say that trying to keep a franchise where it is, he's trying his best.
Right.
But you know what? It's time to go.
Yeah.
Hockey doesn't work in the desert.
Just does not work in there.
And if it is to work in the desert, leave, come back and do it right if there's still the appetite, i.e. play where the Phoenix Suns play, for example.
Sure.
Put it somewhere where it's actually decent. But if it's not working, go somewhere else. I mean, when you start, I've always said it, like, Portland should have an NHL team. There's clearly an appetite there.
Sure.
They're the Minnesota of the other side. There's just... aren't they? The Minnesota of the other side.
I didn't know people talk about it that much, and it had a reputation of that. But I
just made that up. I made it up.
Oh, you made that up?
I made that up. Exclusive. I'm on fire, Jerry. I'm glad. Just say it how it is. That organization stinks.
It sucks.
This guy's been in Toronto. He's been in Pittsburgh. This guy's been some places.
He knows.
He knows what he's doing.
And he's like, he literally cut it down. He's like, and you got to respect it. He's like the John Daly of the NHL, right?
Yes.
And he's just going to tell you how it is. He's like, it's not working here, guys. You know what I mean? Where's my Diet Coke? Actually, there's a report that he was upset. I can't remember which coach it was put on the team, and he had heard the guy's like a health nut, like the coach. He's like, he better not try to tell me that I can't drink Coke during the periods and stuff like that. It's like, I love Phil Kessel. The more I talk about him out loud, the more I'm in love with the guy.
Did you ever see that interview with Pierre, what's his name? Anyways, he did that interview when he's like, how's your breath? He's like, yeah, it's pretty bad, eh? And he was actually talking about his cardio. And he's like, oh, the guy's a dude. The guy's a dude. He's a MAGA. What are you going to do?
So Las Vegas, congrats on the sign.
Best
I like it.
Best place for him to go.
Best place. I love it. All right, from there we go, and it's on. The NFL is back. Oh, I'm so happy. We just did our draft the other night. It was good.
Yeah.
Respectful, down the middle. And you know what? It's competitive. I looked at everyone's.
Everyone's got skin in the game.
Everyone's got skin in the game.
Why? Because Commissioner Tsak finally decided to change the rules and get. Listen, I want to play ball. I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, right? Because I'm in other fantasy pools. Sure. But this whole 2 QB
you can't
with deleted points and one running and the composition sucked. Now, because what happened, Mitch, all those years, there was 3-4 teams. We all knew who they were.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But hey, there was the one year in that. I remember I won the fantasy pool. I picked 4 wide receivers off the hop.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you look at the structure of the points, I went undefeated and won the championship.
Sure.
It was annihilation.
Annihilation, exactly.
And then the past bit, it was if you got the 2 quarterbacks, you're in.
Yeah.
You won.
It really is that.
Now,
and watching the draft, and I've been watching a little bit of the fantasy pool, like the podcast and some shows on YouTube and stuff, just following. It's all about the offense. I don't even know if defense exists. Like, if there's a team out there in this year's NFL that is good at defense, and I say the word good, you don't have to be great. You'll win the NFL championship because everyone has gone top heavy, like the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're all about the offense. It's all offense. It's nothing about the defense. So we're going to go through the reviews. We told you, we got 2 more weeks. So we got a whole bunch of teams because we missed last week. So we got to go through them all.
Okay, so we'll go double time.
Boom, boom.
Quick hit.
Okay, we're going to start with the AFC
By the way,
South.
I thought of a new segment called Quick Hit.
Quick great.
Right? And we gotta fit it in somewhere.
Oh, I'll fit it in.
You know, like a quick hit.
I got
boom,
it.
boom, boom, boom.
I like
Okay.
it. Well,
it's like
how about
rapid
this?
banter.
This will be quick hit for the NFL preview.
We'll try it.
We'll try it right now.
Quick hit.
Ready? Here we go. AFC South, Tennessee Titans. Quick hit.
Quick hit. Not as good as they were last year.
And they just lost Landry, their best defensive player, tore ACL. No defense. Your offense wasn't even that great. Derrick Henry's pretty good, but everyone knows who he is. Agreed. Houston Texans. Quick hit.
Interesting team. Want to see that QB.
I like his neck. Longest neck in the league. Long
Bird neck.
Bird neck. I will say Dameon Pierce, the running back. He's their only option. Could be a fantasy sleeper.
What?
I just gave you the inside on the inside.
And we just talked about dragons earlier.
Jacksonville Jaguars. Quick hit.
I just love the Lawrence. I can't get enough.
He's Sunshine from
Remember
the Titans.
That's
He's Sunshine.
Man. That's it.
Listen, you got the Lawrence.
Man.
You got Doug Peterson's now their coach because Urban Meyer's off in some college dormitory doing whatever the hell he's doing.
Dance.
He's getting lap dances everywhere he goes. So I'm a big fan. I like the Doug Peterson.
Christian Kirk.
By the way, he's still available in our draft. The guy got major money. And no one picked him up. No one believes in the Christian Kirk.
I know because it's because it's the QB thing. It's the Lawrence.
It's the Lawrence. Yeah,
you don't know.
And the big guy, Etienne, their running back, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's expecting him to have a big year. Okay, final team in the AFC South. I think they're probably going to win this division. It's the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, I think they're going to win the division too. Look, same thing is going to happen. Regular season, they're going to be fantastic. They're going to play well. Carson Wentz does well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this team has to get graded on the playoffs.
That's right.
That's all there is to it.
Well, Wentz went to the Commanders. They got the other Wentz. They got Ryan, right? So MVP 2015. It's a theme.
Sorry. Thank you.
No, it's okay.
So basically, okay, the Wentz of Atlanta. You're right. Matt Ryan, the Wentz of Atlanta. But they have to. Everything else has been working here because when Luck left, it's just been a problem. But now they're graded on a team. So they have. You know what? They might have the best run game pound for pound.
Oh, easily. I do think their offensive line is probably top 3, and I think Jonathan Taylor is not a joke. He comes from a Wisconsin background, which they love to run the ball. They're doing. Matt Ryan is an upgrade, even though it's a lateral move from team to team, in my opinion. He is an upgrade to the Colts. He's got Pittman, and that defense is still there. So, Colts, this is your division to lose, my humble opinion.
Yeah, we'll see if he's an upgrade, Mitch. We'll see.
From there, we go to the NFC South. We'll start with the team that Matt Ryan used to be on. It's the Atlanta Falcons.
Bust.
Mariota, Peterson. Those are the only guys I know on the entire roster.
That's 2 more than me.
You know, Cordell Patterson, he's going to be okay.
Did anyone pick anyone?
I did. I took Patterson.
That's right.
Buddy, last year the guy got me into the playoffs and got me to the finals in one of my leagues. The guy alone. He was that you didn't know what he was going to do.
He's a
running back, but he's a wide receiver technically. Like, it's crazy.
It's amazing.
I like it. Let's go to the New Orleans Saints. Now, here's a team that's basically been decimated. No Drew Brees, and that's been for a few years. No Sean Payton.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. They're going to compete, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year, Mitch.
You know what? I think there's just too much.
I agree.
They got Thomas back, but I mean, can you really count on Winslow? Can you count on him? Or Jameis? Can you count on him?
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, Winston. Sorry, Winslow. Can you count on him? I don't think so. It's if they do, they do. But I don't like him enough. I don't like him enough.
Look, man, the tools, the coaching and the tools he had in Tampa Bay, it scares me.
Thanks for bringing that team up. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also in this division. What do you think?
Oh, man, it just, I got to give credit that they know how to make Brady and company look good with the people that they decide to add. Very strategic, going to continue to roll.
Report just came out the other day. He was gone for 11 days during training camp. Who cares, right? I mean, we're talking about Tom Brady. However, there might be a problem in paradise. Him and Giselle, apparently she's gone. She left the compound. She's off to Costa Rica. She's very upset that he unretired. And now with the NFL season, as excited as we are, that means Tom's not going to be at home picking up the kids from school, right? So if that's a play, this is a team that's got still a good defense. It's got the offensive prowess. But if Tom's not 100% in his head, which, by the way, good luck. Like, nothing rattles this guy.
Yeah.
it's Tampa Bay's division to lose, in my opinion.
I agree.
Last team here, and it's a team I can't wait to watch this game. Week 1, it's the Carolina Panthers and Baker Mayfield and company, Christian McCaffrey, taking on the Cleveland Browns. Week 1.
Oh, NFL. Oh, NFL, you sons of guns. Love the storylines. I love the tinkering in the schedule. Everyone hates it. We love it. We really want it. I'm actually intrigued with Carolina. That is a wild card team, all jokes aside.
I agree.
For me, because it's going to click or not. I'm on the side of I think they're going to do well.
Yes.
I think this is a Baker Mayfield thrive environment.
Agreed. Let's jump over to the other in the last couple of divisions. The AFC North, maybe the most competitive of them all. Cleveland. Deshaun's back, but not until week 11. Myles Garrett, that defense, Amari Cooper. Thoughts on them? Clowney also signs a big defensive guy with Cleveland.
Same kind of thing. I'm interested in this one here because I actually, believe it or not, I think they're going to do well.
Yeah.
I think people are going to be surprised of how good all around this team is.
And Nick Chubb. Can't go wrong with the Chubb.
No.
And
if he's there only half the time, that's a half Chubb on your roster.
From there, it's the team that somehow every year, no matter how much we don't think they're going to be, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So
Bust.
No Roethlisberger.
Bust.
You think so?
Bust.
I actually disagree, man. This team somehow, under Mike Tomlin, every year figures it out. I disagree.
Last in the division.
I love Harris. I like the running back.
Sure.
And they have a 3-headed quarterback. A 3-headed dragon, if you will. The Mitch Trubisky, the Pickett, and the Mason Rudolph. I know none of them are superstars, but they're all, buddy, the coach has still not come out and said who's his starter. He can't figure it out.
That's true. I get it. No, bust. Last in the division. Zero hope.
Here's a team that I actually think is going to be last in the division. It's the Baltimore Ravens.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you have? I
gotta do it. I'll tell you why.
The other side of the half Chubb is what you have for Lamar Jackson. Give the guy a break.
It's not him. He's the only glaring beauty of that team.
True.
Tell me anybody else.
That's fine.
They're saying Bateman, this kid from Notre Dame, is going to have a wicked season getting the ball.
They say,
okay,
sure.
Lamar still got to throw you the ball. He's got to stop running the ball, right? And I know he can do it. And then Dobbs and some other running back. Look, they're a grind-out team.
They are.
But we're talking, what did we say at the beginning of this segment? The NFL is all offense, all about passing. And if you can run the ball as good as your pass, you're fine. And Lamar can do it. If anyone can do it, it's Lamar.
I'm just saying they have an exceptional quarterback that can make things happen.
I know you took Lamar as your quarterback in fantasy and you're hoping big. And he'll get his points. But they're not going to win a lot of games.
Okay, maybe not. But they're going to do better than the Steelers.
Okay. Well, you know what? Little side bet on that.
A keg.
Done. The handshake was there.
The keg.
Finally, the last team in the AFC South, but it was the first team to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. It's the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and the guy I took first overall in the fantasy, Jamar Chase.
In my opinion, I think people really want to say, oh, you made the Super Bowl, you won't be as good as you are last year. I think they're going to win this division. Mm-hmm. And I also think that they're going to do well. However, the thing is that whole AFC got a lot better.
Yeah.
So they might not seed as best as they did last year, but I don't know if that's really indicative as to them losing a step. Just better competition. I still think this is a good team, Mitch.
I think they upgraded their offensive line, which was their number one problem.
I agree with that.
So if they stay on par with everything else, my Raiders pick and them could be seeing each other again.
Yeah. No, it's they're a good team. That's a good team.
Finally, we go to the best division in football. Why? Because our team's in there, and we'll get to them at the end. It's the NFC North. The Detroit Lions. They're this year's NFL Hard Knocks. They're on TV. They're loving. People are loving them. They are a very entertaining bunch of guys.
It's the Grey Pants.
But what do you think of the Lions this year?
I mean, this might maybe be the year that they don't finish last in that division ahead of the Chicago Bears.
I couldn't agree more. They will be third. They will be. Look, Goff is. He's not great, but he was a first-round draft pick. We got to give him some respect. He's been to the Super Bowl.
So was Ryan Leaf.
Yeah, but he's also But the thing is, he's actually got some talent around Swift and Williams and St. Brown. I think he'll be okay. I think Detroit will win. They're grimy. They're going to be a grimy team, and their coach is a grimer, man. He's
That's
that guy, right?
It's the Grey Pants. It's the gray. It's a really
it's true.
Raw team color.
That I would rival them with Cleveland. Like who's been worse? Like I want Cleveland fan and Detroit fan to be like, no, we were worse. And what about this?
And both like the brown versus the gray.
Yeah. Not good colors.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
The team that you hate more than anybody, I actually thought you hate the other team more. No. It's the Chicago Bears. For some reason, Dimitri doesn't like them. What do you think of their odds in the NFC North?
Last.
Eh?
Last. And you know what? This might be, in my opinion, they're going to be terrible, Mitch. Yeah. I really don't believe in their quarterback whatsoever.
You know what? I think Justin Fields is, I hate to say it, their only bright spot, but that's the problem. It's like
I don't think he is.
I agree with you. I don't think he's a superstar because he doesn't have anything around him to help, and he's not that guy yet. So, yeah, I'm actually with you on this one, partner. I think Chicago is going to be last in the NFC North.
I think Chicago's in big trouble.
Well, you know who's in maybe a little bit of trouble? It's our Packers because this team looks pretty good, and I don't want to admit it. It's the purple team. It's the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah. I would say this is usually it's a gimme for the Packers. Mm-hmm. There was maybe 4 years ago where you're like, believe it or not, this is going to be.
Don't do it. No.
I can't stand to give the purple team accolades, but I really believe that they're going to win the division this year. I think they're going to I do. I think they're going to inch out the Packers this year. And I'm not by much, but then also part of me is like, this might be a good thing for Green Bay.
I see what you're saying. I like where you're going with it.
But listen, it's not because of just the moves that happen. Like, Green Bay, they'll figure out the offense. They still got a great running game. They still got receivers that Aaron Rodgers knows. Right, that has a couple. Listen, no. They do. They do. He does. Okay, he still has a go-to, which as long as Rodgers has a comfort zone and he can kind of figure things out.
Sure.
They still have a good defense, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay, but the thing is that the purple team unfortunately got a little bit better, and they're fast, but they're good, man.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
Minnesota,
they're good.
They got rid of Zimmer. They bring in Stefanski. They bring him in. He's a good offensive mind. They got the Dalvin Cook. They got the Justin Jeffries, who's going to be a superstar. And then, as much as everyone hates on the Kirk Cousins, the guy's consistent. He's the keg of the team, man. And dare I say the NFL.
Listen, I think he's a choke artist when push comes to shove.
He doesn't like the limelight,
but. He can throw the ball and win games like we've seen it. So this was a tough one, but
you might be right. I don't want to say it.
You know what? I just see like Minnesota going 12-4 and Green Bay 11-5.
And who does Minnesota play in week 1?
I guess I should say 13-4.
They take on the Green Bay Packers. Dimitri, cricket, Packers.
Green Bay week 1. Listen, let me tell you the Packers.
Yeah.
So the Packers just need a few losses or a few games to figure it out. And when they do, they'll figure it out.
Here's the thing. This is the year that I want to see Aaron Rodgers really be the MVP. I've said it many times on this podcast. I think Tom Brady got screwed over MVP last year for who he is and what he's done. This year, no Devontae. He's got this crazy persona. I watched the Joe Rogan podcast where he was on. He's a different guy. He's got the slick back hair. I don't want to use the word hippie in a negative connotation because he just seems very laid back. And I'm like almost nervous going, is he so laid back because he's making $50 million a year that he's just like, man, who cares, man? Who cares? We'll figure it out, dude. And it could work and it may not work. Yeah. I'm not sure.
I think they'll be fine, Mitch. But it's, actually, that's a great point. Let's
find out.
Let's see if you can make people around you better.
That's it. There it is. That's the NFL preview. Next week, we will be talking NFL heavy because it's going to be the start of the year. I might be crying. I don't know. I can't say I won't be. But here we go. It's Rapid Banter, Season 7, Episode 223. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Famous porn star Brandy Love was in Greece and visited the Acropolis. What is a better visit, the Acropolis or Brandy's latest work?
Brandy's latest work.
By the way, she and Dimitri did a segment together. Just saying. Go back to the archives and check it out.
Just saying.
Arizona Coyotes, as we all know, are going to play out their season at the University of Arizona State Arena this year. They changed the name to Mullet Arena. Mm-hmm. Was Phil right about his rant earlier?
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what's funny? Actually, more people have attended Brandy Love's movies than the stadium. of the
You know
Mullet
what?
Arena.
That might be true.
I think so.
I think you might be right.
I think so.
Grab your calculator a second. Let's work this out. She's been in the
I don't need a calculator. I'll just go to my browser history.
14-year-old Canadian.
She was my goaltender.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Who did I have?
No. I had Nina Hartley.
Yeah.
You had August Ames.
No, I had Nina Hartley. You had Brandy Love.
No. Brandy Love's my go-to. I had to redraft.
I don't know. I think we got to go back to the archive.
We got to go. It was episode 2.
I agree.
It was episode 2.
Exactly.
Episode 2.
2, yeah. If you hear that background noise, that's my living room.
It's Jeff.
Actually, it probably was Jeff.
It was.
Yeah.
It was the official episode 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode 4, including the Archie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's why our numbers, by the way, for some of you are off. 14-year-old Canadian golfer makes 2 hole-in-ones during the same round on her club championship. Play the lotto or, come on, you were probably kicking it in.
Is he Greek?
No.
Then play the lotto.
It's a she, by the way.
Oh, she.
I like how you're just a sexist for assuming a man would make 2 hole-in-ones.
You know what? Mitch, nice try. Nice try.
The Pittsburgh Penguins are bringing back Robo Penguin logo. Happy or sad?
Happy.
Yeah, you like that
love
one?
It. Yeah, well, look, I actually just love in general when people do a throwback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
The NFL Network each year ranks all the players and unveiled their top 100. All positions. Doesn't matter what it is. Number 3, Aaron Rodgers. Number 2, Aaron Donald. Number 1, Tom Brady. Yes or no?
I think Rodgers, Brady, Darnold. I got to say no.
Yeah, I think they kind of those are the top 3, but they got to mix them up a little bit. Yeah. In 1992-93 NHL season, Mario Lemieux won the Hart and the Art Ross with 160 points in 60 games, despite missing 2 months due to cancer treatment. Why not 161 points? And is that really all he had to offer?
Prorated, he beat Gretzky's record that year.
Prorated. But not.
But did.
Just saying.
But did.
Aaron Judge hit his 50th home run of the season. Will he get to 62? Care or not care?
Yes, he will. And don't care.
Last one. In 22 seasons of play, Tom Brady has made the Super Bowl 10 times. That means he's got a higher chance of making the Super Bowl this year at 45% than Steph Curry has at making a three-pointer at 43%. Is he not now the GOAT of GOATs?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Is that a crazy stat?
It is a crazy stat, actually.
Who sits and does the math?
And we're
on
not
this?
stats guys.
And we're not stat guys. I saw that one. I loved it. I had to do it.
When we see a good stat.
Okay, so we got Maga Malaka.
Sure.
I came up with 3 options.
Whoa.
Because I was in a mood. All right.
Okay.
So breakout fantasy players, because we didn't really do a fantasy thing, so we could do it on Maga Malaka.
Okay.
Hall of Famers that you don't want to be in. So there's leagues out there that are different. Okay.
I'm listening.
And then the last one, I go back to the Carey Price. I have a list of goalies. Are they Hall of Famers or not Hall of Famers?
Ooh, okay, number 2. I like that second one.
You like the
fantasy?
number 2.
Can we save it for maybe next week? We could talk fantasy.
Sure.
Or no, we got CGSW next week.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, we do.
Do we?
Yeah.
Okay,
We got to
we'll do it
record.
next week.
Anyways,
We'll
figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Okay. Hall of Fames, Maga Malakas. You might want to be them. Maybe you don't want to be them, because there's a lot of Hall of Fames out there. I Googled and perused the internet to see. Here we go. Obviously, there's the Baseball Hall of Fame. Do you want to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
How about this? Basketball, NFL, and NHL. Would you like to be in all 4 major sports? Is there one that maybe doesn't?
Basketball doesn't intrigue me,
really?
Malaka.
No. The Naismith? No.
For the Hall of Fame?
Huh.
You know, it's crazy. No one cares in that sport.
Here we go. Pickleball, Hall of Fame.
Definitely not. That's a Malaka.
Can you imagine?
Actually, pickleball is a Malakia.
Why?
Come
looks kind of fun.
Mitch.
It's like tennis meets badminton.
You're going to tell me you play pickleball over at Get This on the beach?
No, I'm just saying.
That's it.
I'm just saying.
It's over.
Okay, fine.
It's over.
Okay, here's another birdie game. Badminton, Hall of Fame. If you were to make the Hall of Fame for badminton, would you be cool with that?
Me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Really?
You want to know why?
Sure.
Look at the competition you'd have to beat. You know how good that would make me look?
Okay, but here, I want you to look at this from my perspective, okay? You're about to go on your first date with some young lady.
Good they are.
Hold on a second. You're about to go on a date,
right?
And she's like, "What are you into?" You're like, "Oh, I'm pretty big in badminton." Oh, really? Are you ranked or are you good? Actually, I'm a Hall of Famer. Do you get a second date? Is my question.
I think you do.
You think so?
I think you laugh at it, and then it turns you on a little.
It's not a turn on as much as you think it is. I just say,
Mitch, come on, man. I've seen your side-to-side court work. Of course not.
Okay, all right. Let's say here's a couple that I found. If you're in the Hall of Fame for a national inventor, you can actually be in the Hall of Fame for being a national inventor.
See, now that's not getting you a second date.
That's not getting you a second date.
It's great for society, but Malaka, it's not working.
How about you invent a personality?
Yeah.
Okay, couple more. Believe it or not, and I'm not even joking, old cousin Jim's going to lose his mind. There's a Hall of Fame for towing and recovery work.
For towing?
Towing and recovery work.
No, Malaka.
There's a Hall of Fame.
No.
Honey,
you should not.
Grab the kids. We're going to the Towing and Recovery Hall of Fame.
Listen. You can't just claim a Hall of Fame. Because that's what you do.
You can't Google it if you don't believe me.
No, I believe you.
It's there.
It's just trucking, whatever, towing people.
Kids, look at this.
No.
This is the wreckage of 1932. Look at what
did you know that I had to
do to get those cars out of the ditch. Look at this. Look at this.
Do you know he had to beat Ed Jablonski?
He had the contract, and he went around the other way because it was right on the border to get there.
Some say he broke the law. But at the end of the day, he broke records. Sports Show Trucking and Towing, brought to you by the Trucking and Towing Hall of Fame.
I swear to God, if they become a sponsor, I'm going to be the happiest guy in the world. Okay.
And now introducing the two-time Sports Trucking Hall of Famer, Ed Jablonski.
And by the way, that's how many people were in the crowd.
That was an actual sound clip of the crowd. Let's rewind that. Ed Jablonski. Get him, Ed. Brought to you by Pabst Blue Ribbon, the official beer sponsor of the Towing and Tracking.
Okay. Okay, last one. There is a Hall of Fame. I think we all knew, but we didn't want to believe it. It's for mascots. Hall of Fame for mascots.
You know what, MAGA? 100%.
Fair enough.
100%.
Fair enough. Done.
Listen,
there it is.
There should be a Hall of Fame for MAGA Malaka, because what you just did takes the Hall of Fame and goes right into the Hall of Fame archives of the sports show. Don't forget, channels, Podbean, Spotify, iTunes. It's everywhere. Sports Show TV. You guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please click on it, subscribe it. We've seen the traction. It's awesome. But let's get into season 7. Let's roll it with a bang. Let's get in on it. All the sports are starting up. We got some really big things for the sports show as it pertains to the CJSW. We're talking live on location type thing. So all you Calgary people, we got some serious news coming your way. Listen, thank you very much. Episode 223, season 7. It's one for the books. We got to shove it in the locker because we do got to hit the showers.
Have a great week, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Man, I haven't laughed that hard. Okay.
Well, but that's what would happen.
Oh,
I can only imagine who goes. And what if you're working there? Look, what kind of ticket sales are they doing today?
I have not laughed that hard during an episode in a long time, man. That's funny. Jablonski.
That's a good one. I like that one. You know what? I think I can make a shirt. Jablonski with a tow truck on it. Jablonski and Co.
But how do you, like, the thing, here's the thing, right? It's like, how does one not only, like, what makes someone good at towing?
Who are the judges?
And that's the thing. So it's like, wow, what a great tower. But then, how does someone Hall of Fame?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Now, I'm gonna major respect to my cousin DK. He's the best of the best. 25 years he's been doing.
I'm not discrediting the industry.
Telling you, I'm just saying. I think that I'm just gonna tell you what I think. It's all about how
many?
well. No, like no incident reports, because a lot of these guys get hit on the back and they're like, you scraped my car, you hit it in the parking lot. It's like the clean record. Right. So maybe this Hall of Fame is all about the clean records. Like maybe Dimitri has 100.
Where's the hall?
Like 1,000 toes, and he's never had one.
Where's the hall?
You know what? I think it was somewhere in like middle USA. If I remember, it was like Ohio somewhere.
Wow, that's shocking that it would be in Wyoming.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow, shocker.
Oh man.
You know, I would have put it in New York.
Maybe a little more traction there.
We're right beside the stock exchange tower.
What are you doing for lunch? Well, I'm going on the recovery too. It's where I clear my mind.
Listen here, I didn't want to, don't ruin it, but I got your sister 2 tickets to the Hall of Fame show. Trucking. Gonna go over there for a bit.
You trying to break up with my sister?
I'm gonna wow her. I'm gonna make her a star. Jeez, man, that's so bad.
There it is, everyone. Have a great week.
Okay, we got edit. We got another show.
We got another show.
What are we gonna do?
Greek show coming up.
Greek show. When it drop, then I'm mostly what they bopping. You can say what you got when it's Tuesday, I be locked in.